Good afternoon and welcome on in to another edition of From Day One. Our opening session, of course, has courts aplenty. So let's start with a pro se court failure case, someone representing themselves that really goes off the rails.
Sure. Yes, Your Honor. We're on today for a couple of things. First of all, Judge Mustashkin did hear Mr. Tracy's motions to dismiss, and those were denied, but we ran out of time and my motions to join were not addressed. The other thing that we're on today is for omnibus, and of course it's a little difficult procedurally. I think the court understands that I'm reticent to speak with Mr. Tracy in a non-public forum to deal with these procedural issues because of Mr. Tracy's being pro se. I don't have an attorney to speak with, but I do have omnibus orders here.
Okay, it's an awkward way of saying. Usually, counsels will contact each other outside of court and try to work out issues. But he's saying, I can't really do that, because the guy doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the court if the court is not ready to make a decision on my joinder motion, maybe we put it on another day.
Your argument today on that, I thought.
I can certainly give argument on that today if you're ready to hear it.
I'm ready to hear it.
All right. So the vast majority of the evidence in this case is all the same 2 or 3 witnesses, and most of that is proving the defendant's priors and the no contact order. In prior hearings, Mr. Tracy's asserted he would be prejudiced, and I'm just going to point out to the court that previously, and this is something that, for the omnibus, but previously he's not indicated that he's going to stipulate to his prior convictions or to this domestic violence no contact order. And, the jury's going to be instructed in every one of these things that they're not to take into account, his prior convictions or the other charges for anything except for the truth of of the charges for the purposes of the no contact order violation, and not to continue to consider the other charges against one another. But, just objectively, it seems like it's far more prejudicial for him to not stipulate to his prior convictions in the no contact order than to my allegation that he's violated the order 3 times. The witnesses are the same in almost every case. It's the protected party. It's the people that I need to call to prove the no contact order was served on him. And it's the same victim and the officers. Generally, they would show up and he'd already be gone. Mr. Tozier's and one of the witnesses to the assault and violation of the no contact order. So I think I've got 2 or 3 witnesses that are not common to every charge here. So that's what I've got that's my argument for it, Your Honor. It's strongly in the interest of judicial economy to join all these charges.
Right, thank you. Mr. Tracy, the state is moving to join and consolidate all of the charges against you into a single proceeding. Do you wish to respond to that motion?
Yes, I believe if I'm doing this right, I would object to that because all of his witnesses that he's talking about are the Hokum Police Department. And that would be the witnesses that he's talking about that are the common denominator in all these cases. These are all separate circumstances with separate victims. None of them are in the same circumstances. So for them to be joined together would 100% be prejudicial against my case, and it would not allow me to have a proper, fair chance at trial.
Okay, this is what I laughed at him about in the first video because he just said it was prejudicial and stopped there. And I found that funny. To his credit, he goes farther and he sort of says why he thinks that.
Sure, Mike.
I will give him credit. That it was rational to that extent, starting with, if I'm doing this right, it was hilarious. And also saying that they're all separate victims, presuming that he's guilty is also a very poor play. But he does articulate his argument here. I'll give him that.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
No, the dogs do not get it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tracy.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court rules are rather clear on these kinds of motions that that multiple offenses may be joined in at trial, or for that matter, in a single charging document, if they are of the same or similar character, even if not part of a common scheme or a single scheme or plan. And that's clearly been established by the state here. There's no reason to have 3 trials on these 3 cases when they contain so much overlapping evidence and identical witnesses. So I'm going to grant the state's motion. All 3 of these cases will be joined for trial. Mr. Walker, the trial in clause number 21-1-274 is set for jury trial to begin on June 22nd. I am now going to order that all 3 of these cases be joined and tried beginning on June 22nd at 8:30 a.m.
Can I say one more thing, Your Honor?
No, I've already ruled, Mr. Tracy. Mr. Walker, Mr. Tracy, you're going to be found in contempt again. Knock it off. Mr. Walker, previously we had an evidentiary hearing regarding Mr. Tracy's conduct toward Mr. Festi, and as you know, I made a finding that his conduct constituted extremely dilatory conduct, and he had forfeited his right to counsel. You prepared findings, conclusions, and an order setting forth my ruling, but it was only in one case. I don't know if there was a mistake in the filing or if it's just not showing up in Odyssey, but that order finding that Mr. Tracy forfeited his constitutional right to counsel only appears in one of those 3 cases. So we need to remedy that.
I think, okay, Your Honor, I think what had happened is I prepared one, and if it was going to be acceptable, I would file duplicates in the other 2, and I probably just forgot to do that. So I'll fix that.
Yeah, let's fix that. Right now, regarding omnibus, Mr. Tracy, the omnibus order requires you to disclose your witnesses. Have you done so yet?
Yes, I filed multiple motions. None of my motions reached the courts. I don't have access to a law library. I filed a motion on the 26th of April of my...
Mr. Tracy, I didn't ask you for a speech. I asked you if you've already provided the prosecutor with a list of witnesses.
Yes, Your Honor, and I don't know if they got to them.
All right. I don't know either. It's your obligation to see that they do. I will tell you, Mr. Tracy, I received an envelope of documents from you late last week, and I can tell you that sending documents to me is not the appropriate way for you to file motions with the court. And what you send to me does not constitute a motion to the court. You must file motions with the court clerk. You must provide adequate notice to the prosecutor and attorney, something you did not do with the documents last week.
Those documents from last week were my grievances saying that I do not have access to a law library, where your court administrator said I did.
Mr. Tracy, once again, I'm not a law library. There is a law library at the county jail. If you're having trouble accessing it, I suggest you Mr. Tracy, you are now in contempt of court. Be quiet. Listen to what I'm telling you.
All right, he does a fine job, but I've got a little clip here where we can imagine what Judge Lanice Bryant would do with this situation.
Ma'am, please stop. Listen, first of all, stop talking while I'm talking. That's number 1. Number 2 is stop, ma'am. Stop pushing buttons. Stop!
I'm assuming you want to stop.
You're going to need to get it from someone other than me. It is not my job to assist you as you prepare for this trial. You may contact the Department of Public Defense and request assistance from them. Whether they will be able or willing to provide it to you is between you and them, not me. So if you feel that you don't have access to adequate materials, you need to contact someone other than me. I am not sending you a laptop. I am not sending you a cell phone as you've requested. You You are on your own. By reason of your own conduct, you are on your own. All right? That's all for today. I'm going to set a pretrial conference for May 23 at 2 p.m. We'll see you back there.
Judge, I didn't catch that date. Judge, I didn't catch that date.
May 23 at 2 p.m.
How am I supposed to actually prepare myself for trial if I don't have any long material, Your Honor? This is crazy.
Mr. Tracy, you're the one that forfeited your right to counsel, not me. You've created the problem you have, not me.
I object to this whole hearing. Let's go. I'm done. You guys are shut up, man. Get it dry.
Mr. Walker, please prepare another order on contempt. The sanction will be 30 days without credit for any time he's serving.
I'll do that, Judge. But I'm sorry, but when you're
well, there you have it.
Man, this guy's going down the wrong path fast. Extremely fast. Why is he not stupid enough to realize and, correct? But, well, I guess not, because, well, then he wouldn't be, stupid. Stupid. Alrighty. So I thank you very much. We'll leave you, Mike. I think we're going to come back to you in the evening tonight, because I think you do have an interesting situation for us in a sovereign situation. Then we can rock and roll there on the evening session. Alrighty, let me take a look. Did I have a piece of video that I did from a court case? From a Zoom court, that is. Let's see real quick as we continue to march on. Death of stubbornness will take. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a quickie, but court does not recognize Shark Week. And now, the courtroom.
Sir, you are Marcos Cabreras?
Yes, sir.
First, I am not taking the plea today, and the plea may go up because I may not honor the plea agreement, and your lawyer is about to tell you why.
Mr. Cabreras, the shirt, you don't happen to have like another shirt that you could put on?
I think in the car. I'm sorry, I came from work.
We're going to do it some other days. I'm not impressed with the Jaws t-shirt that he thought would be appropriate to plead guilty in a courtroom. And if I'm not impressed next week, I don't see too deferred impressing me at this point. Talk to him, Mr. Rodriguez.
Absolutely, Your Honor. We'll have a chat.
In other words, fix his attitude.
So the Haddad is off. Araceli, I don't have paper.
In other words, fix his attitude. There's no way in hell. Not gonna happen, as the old saying goes. Mike, actually, it seemed you did. You messed me. You did have another
Attorney
one.
Mike Griffin coming to you from.
Yeah, hey, I'll get to you in a second, Mike. Relax. All right. Let's go.
This case of the people versus Ryan Mack.
I'll cover that if Mr. Gaddy's not back yet.
Good morning. Mr. Mack is refusing to come to the courtroom this morning.
Okay. All right.
Refusing.
Let's put the appearances on, folks.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Andery, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney on behalf of the people.
Honor, Lauren Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender and potential Lions first round draft choice, again, written on behalf.
No, we've done this one before, Mike. Now that I recognize that little plug. I recognize that one quite well at that point. Do I really even have any other court records? Well, we can go with... Yeah, let's go with 2-3. Expect this first fight to fail. And it does. Now we gotta win the last 2 in a row. Well, we normally don't stretch out, but I'm having trouble finding a court case. So, instead, Radical, you got a quickie? You do? Perfect. Let's go.
Prepare yourself for a case study of why frauditing is utterly useless, and the way they act, basically emphasizes my point. They don't know what's going on. They just roll up and draw conclusions based on complete lack of information.
Got some road pirates here. Some Winthrop University police pulling people over.
Yes, the classic, I see a traffic stop, so I'm going to draw all the conclusions that fit my narrative. That is not how journalism goes. That is how fantasy writers do that thing. But at least they have integrity. And mostly do that to write an interesting story. Frauditors are the opposite. Case and point. But don't worry, he's going to emphasize this dead air.
Nothing might happen, but you never know.
Yeah, well, my guess is nothing happens, and you also have no idea why this person was pulled over. Basically, kind of a big deal.
Some friendly tyranny.
Like you know what the fuck tyranny is.
Yes, quite.
Stealing your money with a smile. They passed me earlier. I don't know. I must have been speeding or something.
Well, actually, if we're gonna be honest about this, let's be honest about this, Walter. The end of that sentence was where you admit you don't know. But hey, making up shit is fun, isn't it?
The lights are so bright, that's why it's so fuzzy.
Oh, great. We're going to do some camera one-on-one here. So you are using a camera phone at night with probably some digital zoom right there. Not to mention it'll add some extra noise on the sensor. You're peering at something that is indeed quite bright, but also quite out of focus and out of context. So now, learn how to camera, stop being a zombie wobbling a camera about, stop being a frauditor. I want an apology on behalf of all that is sane.
True.
When you're gonna have all the dead air in your video with a silly logo called Jimmy Master, don't know what that is. You're gonna have to sit here and listen to absolutely nothing going on. Because you don't say anything.
Alright, he's going back to his car.
Oh, what's happening?
This extortion session is over.
Oh dear, what happened next? We don't know.
See you on the next one. There you go. Right there, that's why they pulled him over. The front left headlight's not working.
Seems like a safety issue.
He wasn't there that long, so maybe you let him go with the warning or told him, but who knows? So I bet you $1 million that's why. We have a front left headlight, so it's worth stealing our money.
And here we go at the end of the video. Remember to take it down all buttons, right?
Regical, you get another quickie?
So, today we are going to look through the eyes of an officer. I guess you could call it first-person mode. We're gonna get a real good close-up of a window smash. And mind you, this is a bit of a shorter video. But hey, look on the bright side. We're gonna get faster to the window smash. So hey ho, let's go.
Hello, ma'am. Light on the window. Can you get it all the way down? Is that as far down as it goes?
What's going on?
Can you roll down the window for my safety? My safety, because...
Roll the window all the way down.
Yes, ma'am. Because I'm getting ready to have you sign a citation, ma'am, and I'm never going to reach in your vehicle. Okay. I'm gonna ask you one more time to roll down the window, please, ma'am. For unsafe equipment.
Why do you need the window all the way down?
Oh, for fuck's sake. He needs the window all the way down so he can hand you the papers without having it being cut in the window if you pull it back up, you know?
Correct.
Come on, lady. He explained it 2 times now. Does he have to explain it 3 times? What is it with these sovereign citizens always? The freaking repetition. You do know 3 times is a charm, right? Not the kind you think it is.
For my safety, because I'm going to be putting this... My hand is going to be near the window, ma'am. Okay, step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle.
You done fucked up.
88, I need 44.
Oh, wow. So basically she said she's having a miscarriage, but I did see her glancing at her piece of paper there. Now, that wouldn't be a script, now would it? Not
yes, it
would. Why
would.
are you this argumentative if you indeed had a miscarriage or are having a miscarriage? I mean, aren't you supposed to be in hospital right now instead of driving? Oh, I'm sorry, traveling? You're still driving in a car while traveling. I don't know, I'm sensing a lot of shenanigans here.
Okay, step out. Step out of the vehicle.
Because we told you to step the fuck out of the
Really?
car.
Did you just close the window?
Yes, she did.
Open up. Open the window. If you don't open the window, I'm going to break the window.
Please do.
Ma'am. She's refusing to open the door or roll down the window.
Open the door.
Open the window.
What did I do?
You were an idiot.
You closed the window.
And closed the
What is
window.
this, like a reverse psychology, I didn't do nothing?
Roll it down.
It will be broken.
Ma'am, if you do not roll down the window, other way. Ma'am, I'm recording it also on this camera. I need you to roll down the window all the way. Then step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. is that I'm asking, you are detained right now. You are detained right now, and you need to get out of the vehicle. Get out of the vehicle. The law is you are being detained right now because for a traffic infraction. You are being detained for a traffic infraction. Step out of the vehicle. Ma'am, step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. If you roll it up on my window.
It was at
You
this
rolled it
moment
up.
She knew. She fucked up. Can we just take a moment right here? This officer ripped the window out with his bare hands. He didn't need a stick. He just pulled it out. Now that's what we call in show business a badass. And don't worry, I will play it again, and again, and maybe again.
Play it again, please.
If you roll it up on my window.
Again, please. Again. Again. Again.
If you roll it up on my window.
One more time. Aw.
For fuck's sake, man, she actually tried to roll up the window while the officer was holding the window. That's just stupid. And the dishonesty about that miscarriage, I mean, what kind of person does that? I mean, we've seen all these soft-sits do this kind of lying stuff, right? Like being under duress, being hurt. This is a new one. I can't be 100% certain about it, of course. But the way she's acting has all the telltale signs of a liar.
Step out.
Extremely. One more time. Let's hear the smash. Yay!
Get out. Get out of the car right now. Get out of the car right now. Get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the vehicle. Down on the ground. Get down on the ground.
Are you serious? You're scraping me.
Yes, we're serious.
What did I do? County Patrol 21.
You were an idiot. That's what you did.
I asked him a question. You were about to get resisted.
You were being an idiot
No, you are getting charged with resistance right now.
in public.
I have to go to the doctor.
Idiot on 1015.
I can't believe it.
There it is again. Now, if this lady is lying about this, she's
lying about this.
Why am I
Do you need an ambulance here right now?
I do. I don't understand this. I asked him why am I being pulled over. He said because I can't believe I'm arrested. No, please communicate.
Hey, I had to break the window. She was rolling it up on my hand.
And she just keeps going on with her script as well, you know? Why am I being arrested? Well, it has been explained to her about 5 times now, I think. Why is this happening? While rolling the window up on the officer's fingers. I'm just saying, for someone who actually has to go to hospital, why the hell are you so argumentative? When in fact this could have been over in about 5 minutes maybe, you know? You show your ID, they write a ticket for the traffic infraction, and you're on your way.
She's advising she's having a miscarriage. If you can call FD.
He gave you lawful order. I asked him what the citation is going to have to be all the way down. He would not explain to me.
I told you.
I asked you what law.
I told you.
I asked you what law.
Said, ma'am, you were being detained.
Did I ask you what law?
For a traffic infraction. I asked you to step out of the vehicle when you refused to roll down the window.
And I asked him why he was getting loud when he was getting angry. I asked him why.
Because you're an idiot. That's why. That's why. That's why.
Why do you think?
Why did you get violent with me?
Ma'am, I didn't get violent at all.
Why did this happen?
Ma'am, this could have been completely avoided. This could have been avoided. You're right.
Grabbed me out of the car.
You're right.
Out of the car.
You're right, because you wouldn't comply.
No, I was
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
car safe. I
No, ma'am.
my hands. Why am I?
If there's one thing I despise the most, it's victim mentality, you know? You fuck up, and then it's everyone else's fault that you fuck up, because you don't want to see the consequences. Grow the fuck up, lady. Take some freaking responsibility for your life. I mean, what is this? Are you a child? Do we need to put you on the timeout chair? What the hell is happening to us with all this immature behavior? Not to mention that whole miscarriage story is very suspect. I can't find a follow-up story of this. And as such, we have to believe the soft-sit her story, I guess, you know? Because even though it's suspicious, very suspicious, and sovereign citizens in general don't have a good track record of being honest, I guess our conclusion is being detained. Well, that's a new one. And on that shiny new note, and on this very short video, hey.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. That's just a touch of what you can actually experience if you do watch part 2 daily, as we do go through soft-sits, Karens, and all those others on that particular episodes. So until then, please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another. And release the Krakens as we march along here from day one. Again, Auditor stops its cairns and flat earthers in the evening, and a conclusion to Art Bell's UFO and extraterrestrials in the overnight. Till then, have a great afternoon.